Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be playing around with some makeup. The other day I was scrolling through Instagram and I came across this beautiful little video from Garbro where she basically went from no makeup into a no makeup look and then transitioned that into a makeup look and then a makeup look. So I posted my own version and I got so many comments from you guys asking me to do a YouTube long form version of this concept. I said, please say no more. I would absolutely love to do it because I actually feel like this is a really practical concept. I wanted to show you guys that you could very easily take your lighter makeup and transition it to be a little bit more like full on. There is an art to layering makeup products and figuring out what to add and how to add it to amp up your makeup look. So I'm really excited to show you how I personally like to do it. So I hope you're gonna enjoy. Let me know of your thoughts in the comments, of course, and let's get right into it. So the first stage or the first look in this tutorial is no makeup at all. Right in this moment, I am wearing literally nothing on my face. Even when I wear no makeup though, there are still a couple things that I like to do just to kind of zhuzh things up a little bit, add a little extra something. First things first, for the skin, I'm going to moisturize my face because whether I'm wearing no makeup at all or I'm prepping my skin to apply a full glam, my skin needs to be properly moisturized. I have fallen back in love with the Embryolisse Le Creme Concentrate Moisturizer. This is like a old school favorite of mine. I used to keep this in my makeup kit and use it on clients all the time. This is like a makeup artist favorite. It's a really great hydrating but still pretty lightweight moisturizer and it sits really nicely underneath makeup. So I've been loving it, not on my skincare routine necessarily, but for before actually applying my makeup. It just gives such a good cushiony base. And just a little bit of moisturizer is going to make my skin come alive. I'm also gonna apply a little bit of eye cream. This is my Shiseido Wrinkle Smoothing Eye Cream. This is a pretty thick and moisturizing eye cream. I'm gonna take a teeny tiny little amount and pop that underneath the eyes. Probably one of the most transformative things that I can do to my face without applying makeup is curling my lashes. This will immediately open up my eyes and kind of make it look like I'm wearing a very light layer of mascara, even if I'm not. I'm gonna just do one eye just so you guys can see the difference. I mean, I think everybody understands the impact that a nice lash curl gives the face. I mean, you can actually see my lashes now. And then the last thing that I'm gonna do is just apply a little bit of lip balm. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge Lip Balm. Obviously, these 3 steps are not groundbreaking in the slightest, but if you are not wearing any makeup and you do wanna feel a little bit more like fresh skincare, a lash curl and some lip balm really go a long way. So this is the official no makeup look. So now we are transitioning from no makeup into no makeup. Keep in mind that my definition of a no makeup look might be very different from your definition of a no makeup look. For me, it's a look that reads quite natural. It's something that is not even that far off from wearing no makeup at all. It's allowing a lot of the natural skin to show through, but still covering up redness and enhancing some color as well throughout the face. So the first step, I'm going to apply a little bit of coverage with some concealer. This is my Say Slip Tint Concealer. This is a very natural looking, dewy, hydrating, medium coverage concealer where it will cover up redness, discoloration really easily, but it's still gonna allow a little bit of your skin to show through, so it's gonna look very natural. So I'm just gonna put the concealer in a couple key spots on my face. Of course, underneath my eyes. I always like to put a little dot on the inner corner, on the crease of my eye, and then on the outer corner. I tend to have some redness around my nose, so I'm gonna apply some over there too. And then I also apply a little bit on my chin, next to my mouth, and then a couple dots down my nose. And then I'm gonna go ahead and blend this out with a sponge. I'm using a sponge purposefully because I do want it to soak up the excess product. So this is not gonna make my skin look absolutely perfect or flawless, but it's going to cover up the majority of the redness. So now I'm gonna warm up my face with just a little bit of bronzer. When you're going for a no makeup look, I definitely recommend using a cream or a liquid because we don't have foundation on the entire face. You want the product to be able to really mesh into your skin and that you don't necessarily need a product underneath for it to blend seamlessly. This is one of my new favorite bronzers, or really one of my new favorite products, just period. It is so good. It's the new Makeup by Mario Self Sculpt Bronzing and Shaping Serum. If you guys know anything about me, you know how much I love the Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer, and I gotta say, this might have just risen straight to the top right next to it. I don't wanna say it's better, but it's really, really, really good. It's very much in the same vein as the Skin Enhancer. If you've tried that product, it's a very natural looking cream bronzer that has some translucency to it, so it allows your skin to show through. So when you put it on your face, it doesn't look like you're wearing bronzer. It just looks like you are kissed from the sun. This gives the skin a very similar effect, but I actually find it to be even more natural looking, which is why I really, really love it for like my day-to-day, everyday looks and my no makeup looks. So I'm using the shade Light. I'm just gonna draw this where I want the bronzer to be. As you can see, I didn't really do it very precise. And that's because when you blend this stuff out, it just melts into the skin. Like you don't even have to worry about it. You can do it with your eyes closed. I actually don't like applying this with a sponge because it absorbs way too quickly since it's such a thin serum-y product. So I'm just gonna use this duo fiber brush. This is a Sigma F53. And I'm just gonna pat, 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 pat. And you see how it just immediately melted into the skin. It makes me look perfectly bronzed, but it doesn't look like I'm wearing a bronzing product. Next, we are gonna apply a cream blush. The Say Dew Blush in the shade Chili is my absolute favorite color for a no makeup look, because this pretty much matches the shade that my cheeks get when they get a little bit red. So it looks, say it with me, very natural looking. It's like a cool tone berry shade, and blend it out. It just looks like your cheeks are very lightly flushed. I like to add just a little bit right on my cheekbone, and then I blend it out with my finger. I bring it forward and I bring it back. I even like to bring a little bit of this, not really underneath my eyes, but almost. Like I'm taking whatever is left over on my finger and just kind of running it over the outer corner of my concealer. It brings it all together. Oh, I think I forgot to blend the bronzer that was on my nose. Oops. Brows are important even for a no makeup look. And for this look, I'm going to just pop in a little bit of a clear brow gel. This is the NYX Brow Glue. It's one of my favorite clear brow gels. It's very intense. It really lays your brow hairs flat. For the lip, I would either just leave it at this and just keep the lip balm on, but I am gonna define my lip line just a little bit with a color that's very close to my natural lip color. This is the Kosas Hot Liner in the shade Beyond. This is kind of like a medium pink. So right now I have lip balm on my lips, and I'm actually gonna keep it on when I apply this lip liner. And by doing that, it's just not gonna apply the lip liner as full on. I just wanna very lightly define my lips, nothing crazy. I don't even really want it to look like I'm wearing a lip liner, but I still want my lips to pop. The difference that that made is so subtle, but it also defined the lips perfectly. We have officially transformed into the no makeup look. I love this so much. It's just so fresh, so easy. It takes 3 seconds to do. If I were to do this without talking to the camera, it would take me maybe a minute and a half. So now we're going to build on top of the no makeup look into the makeup look. My quintessential makeup look is definitely still very much on the natural side, just because that's just my makeup style, but it's more amped up, especially compared to this. My lips are more defined, my eyes are more defined, there's more color going on in my cheeks. I will typically wear a skin tint and not just concealer. So everything is very much still in this vein and in this vibe, but it's just amped up. And it's something that I would feel comfortable wearing day to day or nighttime, really for any occasion. It's just like my go-to look. That's not too much or too little. So I am gonna apply a little bit of my skin tint kind of around some of the products that I already have going on my face. In an ideal world, I would have just started with just the skin tint before applying the other products, but I wanna show you that it is still possible to build off of something like this. I'm gonna use my Chanel Les Beige Water Fresh Complexion Touch Foundation. As you can see, I'm nearing the end of this stuff. And I'm just gonna take one pump, which is barely any product. So I'm actually just gonna dot this basically on the entire lower half of my face, on my nose, and on my forehead. And I'm gonna blend this with my sponge. You could also totally use a brush with this product. Now that I'm thinking about it, I have actually done this so many times where I've taken my no makeup look and just applied a little bit of a skin tint in these exact areas just to amp things up for nighttime. And it always works out so nicely. You don't need to take off all of your makeup. You just need to apply things very strategically. And I would say it's pretty important for a method like this to use something that matches you pretty much perfectly. Otherwise, it's gonna be a little bit more noticeable, especially because we're not applying the product like in this entire area. if there's any difference in your skin color, you're gonna notice it. I'm gonna add a little bit of powder. This is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless. This powder totally adds a bit of like a smoothing effect to the skin and makes things look even more flawless, which is why I really love it. So I'm gonna put this underneath the eyes and just pretty much in the center of the face to set down all that concealer and skin tint, and just to control the shine because things were looking a little bit shiny since there was pretty much no powders on my face. So now that we're in the makeup look, I'm going to boost everything up a notch. So let's boost up the bronzer, and I'm actually gonna go into my Makeup by Mario Skin Enhancer for this. I'm gonna use the same brush that I used to blend out the serum. Just pick up some of the product and just layer this on top of where I already applied the bronzer. I'm also gonna make sure to apply this down my neck as well. I'm gonna layer a little bit of a powder blush on top of the existing cream blush. This is Kosas Dreamland from the new Blushes Life collection. It's a beautiful marbled blush and it has a really gorgeous glow too. I'm just gonna take a little bit and just layer it directly on top of the Say blush, just to add a little bit more oomph to it as well. I also like to take a little bit of my blush and run it in my crease. I love doing this because it just kind of helps to pull things together, especially if you're not going to be doing much on your eyes. You can either put your bronzer in your crease or your blush in your crease, and it's just gonna add the perfect amount of warmth. So when it comes to my eyes, for my makeup look, I always like to do some type of smoky brown wing. It's soft, it adds really nice definition to the eye, it gives a little bit of a lift, and a smoky brown wing is also very easy to do and very forgiving. It's not a liquid black eyeliner, so you don't have to worry about it being absolutely perfect and precise. You can be a little bit messy with it, and it's pretty much still always gonna look good. So I'm gonna go in with the gel eyeliner. This is the Perfect Strokes Longwear Gel eyeliner from Rare Beauty in True Brown. Apply a little bit of the eyeliner on the outer corner of my eye, starting from the middle of my eye, a little bit thicker on the outer corner, and then I taper it into the center of the eye. I don't bring it all the way to the inner corner, and that just keeps my eyes nice and open. And then I just kind of flick the eyeliner out a bit, and then I'll take my nail, which is my best tool, run it along the edge of the eyeliner, and that will immediately sharpen it up. No, not perfect, maybe even a little bit messy, but now I'm gonna go in with a brown eyeshadow. I'm just gonna use this one from this little NARS palette. This is just what I picked up out of my collection. Literally use whatever matte brown eyeshadow you have. I'm gonna take that on a little pencil brush. I like to use a cool tone brown too, or something more neutral. I don't wanna use anything too warm. And then I'm just gonna run that along the eyeliner that I just applied, and this is going to, number one, set it so it's gonna last all day, and it's also gonna soften it even more. And then again, taking my finger, running it along the edge to clean it up, and that's what it ends up looking like. It's so soft, but it just gives the eye a little bit of a very subtle lift and a little bit of definition. I also like to put a matte creamy color on the rest of my lid, so I'm just gonna use this one in the palette. You can also use your face powder. This is just gonna give a nice clean look to the lid. To finish off the eyes for the makeup look, of course, we are gonna put on some mascara. This is my M Cosmetics Pick Me Up. It's a black mascara. I also love a brown mascara. I'm gonna zhuzh up my brows just a bit for this look. I'm gonna take my Kosas Airbrow pencil and just fill in my brows very lightly where I feel like I need it. Doing very light strokes near the front of my brow and the arch. And make sure to brush through the pencil just so it's nice and soft. For the lips, I want them to be more lined and have more color to them. I'm definitely never afraid to overline my lips. For my lip liner, I'm gonna go with something a little bit deeper. This is Pillow Talk 2 Medium. This lip liner is maybe one level deeper than the other lip liner we used. This has been my absolute favorite gloss recently. It's the Milk Odyssey lip gloss in the shade Trek, and it's just the most beautiful, beautiful, beautiful soft, like reddish pink color. And this is my finished makeup look. Let's move into the makeup look. So for me, my makeup look is really not even that far off from this. So the one thing that I personally really like to do when I wanna kind of amp up my makeup look a little bit and make it look a little bit more va-va-voom is to do more of a bold lip. So for the base, I'm actually not gonna be changing much. Coverage-wise, I really don't feel the need to add more base. I don't think I need any more coverage on my face. I am gonna add a little bit more bronzer, believe it or not. I'm going to layer on a little bit of a powder bronzer. This is the Haus Labs Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer in Light Level 3. This is probably my absolute favorite powder bronzer. It's a beautiful, very velvety powder, so it gives a really nice smoothing effect to the skin, which is why I want to apply it. We did apply a setting powder and a powder blush in the last round of the makeup application, but I really want to set down the bronzer as well with a little bit of powder, and it's going to just give the whole perimeter of my face a little bit of like a smoother, more velvety look. So I'm going to use a fluffy brush. This is my Sigma F25, and just layer this wherever I put the bronzer. I don't necessarily want to amp up the color here. I almost want to use it as a setting powder for the bronzer. I am going to go back into my powder from Charlotte Tilbury. I applied a very light layer on that first round, and I'm definitely not going to pack on the powder at all, but I do want to add a little bit more because this powder does have some coverage as well, and it also has that velvety finish. So similarly to the bronzer, it's also going to just kind of smooth out the skin, make it look even more perfected. And I just want to knock out a little bit more of that shine on the center of my face. Now that things are a little bit less glowy from those powders, I'm actually going to add in a little bit more of a glow. This is the KJH brand Hyper Shine Highlighter in light gold. We have the pigment and then we have the serum. So this product is really cool because you basically put the serum in the pigment and then you mix it together and it creates the most gorgeous glossy highlighter. I have the highlighter on this little tiny fan brush. I'm just gonna pat it right on the top of my cheekbone and then pat it in with my finger. Look at how pretty that is. I love a glow and I love a highlighter. A lot of the products that I used throughout this video already gave my skin a pretty intense glow, and I didn't really feel like I needed to add even more glow with a highlighter. But for the more amped up makeup look, I'm more than happy to do so, especially because we did slightly more mattify the skin with those extra powders. For the eyes, I'm gonna amp up my smoked out brown wing more by adding more depth and deeper tones. So I'm going into my Makeup by Mario Master Mattes, the Neutrals palette, and I'm going to use dark brown over here and maybe even a little bit of the black. And I'm just gonna start to build up the color on the wing a little bit more, kind of going back and forth between the dark brown and then the medium brown in the corner over here to make sure it's blended. Looks a little bit scary right now because I just applied way too much, but these are powders and they're super easy to blend, so there's no need to be scared. Like I can literally just go like this with my finger and just like that, it's blended. That's why I love powders rather than going in with like a liquid eyeliner, because it's just so easy to manipulate and you just can't mess it up. I'm bringing this almost halfway up my eye on that outer corner to just amp it up a little bit. So you can really see the difference between the two eyes. It's not done, it's not blended, but you get the gist of it so far. I'm going in with an even lighter brown over here to really blend that smoky wing. Make sure that it's blending into something. I'm gonna take a teeny tiny little brush and go into the black and mix it in with the dark brown as well. So I'm going back and forth between the two and just pressing that right on the outer corner, just to give that little extra bit of definition, but makes all the difference. And then just blend the top edge of that very lightly. So that's my makeup smoky brown wing, and that is my makeup smoky brown wing. Same, but different. Something else that I always love to do when I want to amp up my makeup is to put some shimmer on the lid, and I'm going to use this shimmery guy from that same NARS quad. Any shimmer will do. This one looks really pretty though. Oh my God, yeah. Kind of gives like a wet look to the lid. Stunning, stunning, stunning. I put that all over the lid. This just makes the biggest difference. Oh my God. Wait, this color is so pretty. It's my first time using it. It makes the lids look wet. Oh my God, I love that. Gorge. I'm gonna add just a little bit more mascara to my top lashes. Honestly, maybe not the best mascara choice to layer with, because this is a tubing mascara and tubing mascaras are not really like layerable mascaras, so that was a bad choice on my end. I'm gonna take off this lip. I'm actually going to blank out my lips with a little bit of concealer, and I'm very excited to share my new favorite red because I have been wearing this nonstop. It is the Rouge Dior lipstick in the shade 999. It is the most perfect bright, but not too bright red. Also completely flat and matte and very velvety, but it's not drying. I'm just gonna line my lips with this Dior lip liner in Red Smile, number 80. Whenever I do red, I always like to make sure that when I line my lips, I fill in my lips completely. This provides just a nice base for the lipstick to stick to. And when it fades, because it will inevitably fade, there'll be a nice solid color underneath. Now for the lipstick. Oh my God, this red. It's so good. It's so good. It's the perfect summer red. Wait a second, I'm so silly. I almost forgot to apply contour. I got distracted from all the bronzing that I did, but contour and bronzing, definitely not the same thing. Bronzing is meant to warm up the face. Contour is meant to shape the face. I'm gonna use this Makeup by Mario cream stick in light medium. I'm not gonna draw it directly on my face because I don't wanna pull up the product that's there. So instead, I'm just gonna put a little bit of the bronzer on this brush and then apply it this way by just stippling it on, following my cheekbone. See the difference? Without, with. I'm also gonna put a little bit on my nose, blending it with my finger though, by just patting it on the sides. I'm also just gonna very lightly touch up my blush while I'm at it. That was a lot of fun, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching the transformation from no makeup at all the way to full glam. Please let me know all of your thoughts in the comments and hit the thumbs up button if you did enjoy today's video, and subscribe if you want to see more like this, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.